Let's go inside the resources, JS, components, and post vote here. When we use the link, bind this href and use the route here. Route post dot upvote, and we need to add the post slug here, and I'm going to say just post the same thing. So let's copy the link here and add it inside here. Just change from up to down vote like this. Now we need the post, so let's when we use this in the post card, we need to add we have the post here, as you can see, and let's go up. When we use it here, let's add a post to be post.slug. We need only the slug, so we don't need the post object. Now here, let's define props and say post. We need only we get the slug, so we need to say here string, not object. Like this, save. And let's see what we have in our project. If I refresh over it, yeah, we have post.slug. Yeah, we need to change in the post card. Here we need to bind this one. Okay, refresh again, and now we have the correct route. Okay, now we have the correct route. Let's open the post vote controller and create the up and down vote method. So function up vote, we need the post here, $post, and let's create also the down vote method. So let's say down vote, the same thing here, so down this. Post $post, just we need to import the post. And why we don't have the autocomplete? Okay, now we have that. Let's just run, just say here die and dump $post when we click, not like this, $post. Save. Let's go in the browser and refresh. Let's see what we have. If I click here, oh yeah, now we need to use that as a button. So let's go in the post vote, and here when we have this link, we need to use as a button and change the method to be post. Okay. So let's say down there, method to be post as a button and type button. The same for the second link. So let's paste that in, save, and let's see again If I refresh, up, we have the post, down. Okay. Now let's go and make the logic in the up and down methods. So inside the controller here, first I'm going to check if we have voted. So if the user, and also we need to be logged in. So if the user has voted this post, we are not going to add vote again. And also the same for the down. And if we have downvoted this and we change mind and we want to upvote, we need to add 2 to this one, so increment by 2, because we added -1, so, and we want to give it +1, so we need to change from -1 to be add 2 to be +1. Okay, I hope you understand. And let's check here if I'm going to say is voted, and this is going to be equal to the post vote where the post ID is equal to this post we have ID, and also where the user ID, not post user ID, but auth ID. Okay, like this, and give me the first one. And this is going to return the object if we have a post, the instance of this post if we have, or null if we don't have. So, and for that I'm going to say if, now check if this is null or not. And I'm going to say if not is null, is voted. Now if this is not null, so we have make a vote. So this user ID has made vote with this post ID. And let's say here, now if we need to check if we have upvote or downvote, if this is voted vote. Okay, so if I open the table plus and just open the Reddit clone, now in the post voted we have user ID, post ID, and vote. This is going to be -1 or 1. Now we check if this is 1, so we have upvoted. If is -1 is downvoted. And I'm going to check here if is voted vote. So if this is triple equal to 1, so we have upvoted, or if we have downvoted this, I'm going to say $sign is voted. I'm going to update the vote from -1 to be 1 now, and not like this, but as an array like this. Okay, so we check if this is -1. I'm going to change, because here we say a vote. I'm going to change this to B1, and also let's add this down, and also we need to increment the post we created. So let's go into MySQL. Inside the post we added these votes, and if this is -1, this is going to be again -1 for that user. We need to add 2 here. So we need to say $ post increment the votes, and here we're going to add 2. So again, I'm going to say if this user we have voted this post ID, and if this user has downvoted this, so this vote is -1, so it's going to is downvoted, and we click the upvote, we are going to change this vote to be 1, and also the post votes we are going to increment by 2, because in the first we added -1, so we have downvoted, and if we add 1 we go equal to 0, and if we want to upvote we need to add another 1, so we added 2 here. I hope you understand. And let's return now redirect back. Yeah, like this. And now I want to say else if this is equal to 1, we are going to just redirect back. So we're not going to do nothing. If this vote is equal to 1, we redirect it back, because here we are unvoted and we have done that. Okay, now if this is not null, but if it is null, so let's say here else, we need to create that. So we need to say post vote create, add an array with post ID. It's going to be this post ID, user ID is going to be auth ID, and the vote is going to be 1 because we are going to upvote here. Okay, I hope you understand. And after we created this post vote, we need to increment the post votes. So let's say $post increment votes, not by 2 but 1 now, because we are going to add for the first time, and also return redirect back after we added that. And if I save, and let's go and check now this upvote, refresh. If I click first, yeah, we redirected back, and let's go and check the database. Refresh the database, and yeah, we can see that the votes is 1. In the post votes we have 1, user ID is 1, and post ID is 1. The vote is 1. If I click again, we don't need to make changes here. So refresh, everything the same, everything the same. We don't need to upvote again with the same user. Okay, now if I click down, oh yeah, we need to work with the down. Let's work with this one for the up. Okay, let's see. Refresh. Yeah, we have the votes to this one, 1. And if I go to the post votes, we have the same. The vote is 1. Now let's work with the downvote. Here is going to be almost the same, the opposite. So let's just create the instance. So let's copy this and say get the is voted, and let's check here if is not null, the is voted, and let's say again if $sign is voted vote is going to be triple equal to 1. Okay, now here we check for the 1, here we have checked -1. Okay, and let's do the same, update, increment, and return back, and also else if. So let's copy. Now here we say vote is going to be not 1 but -1, and here we don't increment but decrement. Votes by 2. We return back, and here we need to say not 1 because here we check for the 1. We need to say if is voted is -1, we just return a redirect back. And the same thing, we need to create the else. So let's copy and paste here. Else we created the vote. Here we need to say -1, not 1. And also the increment is going to be decrement, not increment. And I think we're okay. Let's see and let's test our voting system. Now, in the database, we have votes is 1, 1, and here 1, 1. If I refresh, yeah, and also if I refresh, 1. Now, let's click the downvote here. And let's come here and refresh. As you can see, we have the vote is -1, what we want. And in the pause, we have -1. Okay. If I click again, -1, we don't need to make changes now. Yeah, very good. And the same here. Let's click to this one, refresh. We have -1. And here we have -1, very good. And if I click again and again, the same thing, we don't make changes. Very good. This is our system. Now, if I log out, so let's log out. And let's go to the /r first post. Let's go back. In the next video, I'm going to add. And we are not logged in. If I click here, we go to the login page. Okay. Now let's go and register a new user here. So let's say the second user. Again, second email, and add the password. Register. And also we need to, I'm going to verify behind the scenes. Yeah. Now let's go again to the /r/Laravel, and we don't have voted with this user. Now let's see the votes here. Is going to be, if I click 1 here, is going to be 1. If I click here, so to the first one and refresh, yeah, is 0 because it was -1 and 1 we added is 0. The same if I click, now here I'm going to click down and we have -1, and if we added -1 it's going to be -2. Let's click down this and refresh. Yeah, here we have, and if I go to the post votes, we have the post votes here. Okay. Now that's it for this video. So see you in the next video, friends. All the best.